Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a great day. My name's Andy and my channel's Finding Value. If you like making ludicrous amounts of money, click subscribe, give me the thumbs up, do all that cool stuff. So another massive boom in the middle of the night to pound gold and silver down, and platinum for that matter. So what should we be focusing on? I'm going to show you a couple things where you should be completely confident and building positions in gold and silver. And this is why. So let me get into this presentation. It's called Gold and Silver. And I'm going to go over a couple of things. So gold is nothing more than an accounting for inflation. If you consider fear of inflation a fear trade, then sure, gold is a fear trade. Inflation comes from real estate prices going higher and really gets into gear during an expansion phase of real estate. Expect end of recovery phase and expansion phase of real estate to be inflationary, and that is really what drives gold prices higher. I'm going to show you a chart. This is housing starts and gold prices overlaid on one chart. So what you're looking at here is it's delayed. The yearly demand for housing starts is this 1,500,000 units. It's 1.5 million homes per year is the average over time. And what happens is the real estate cycle, expansion phase, recession, recovery, expansion, this is just the real estate cycle going back and forth. Gold delays just a little bit past the housing starts. So this was coming up for housing starts. And once you get above the 1,500 mark here, that's when gold starts moving. And if you notice, it was going up and up and up, and gold was moving up, slightly delayed behind it. We saw a crash, gold came back down. Housing starts turned around and started moving up, gold eventually moved up. You see this pattern and the correlation between the patterns here. Now, when we entered this expansion phase here, you can see gold flew on higher, and it's delayed a little bit. So one, it's delayed. This was a recovery phase to expansion phase, and it was just delayed a little bit, and then it took off. What we have here is we have a underbuilt condition. If you look at the area under the 1,500 over here, means that we are extremely underbuilt. And that eventually we are going into, I'm going to show you in a couple slides later, an expansionary phase for housing starts. What that means is that gold will follow the inflation from that housing start expansion phase of real estate. That's where the inflation comes from. That's what drives ultimately gold prices. This is the gold price and housing price. And you can see when housing prices started to take off, gold follows but is lagged behind it. We peaked and we peaked. And this chart and curve matches very similar to the price of gold. We started moving back up in a recovery phase of real estate, and then you're going to see gold firm up and continue to go on up higher, and eventually we'll get into an expansion phase of real estate. And this is what the expansion phase looks like. We're entering the expansion phase. This is real-time data right now. We are entering this. This is going to be inflationary, and it means that gold prices will go higher. It will follow the housing starts just like it's done in the past, just delayed a little bit. It's coming, and we've got the largest home deficit ever. 4 million home shortfall in housing starts. We also have a demographic of the millennials coming up behind it. So it's demographic supported, and we have a housing shortage from the last crash. So this is going to be very inflationary, and it's going to be big, and gold's going to account for it just in a lagged manner. This is the fundamental structural support behind gold. Now we're going to get into the charts of gold here. We've got this downtrend. We broke to the upside. We came back, and now we've pulled back a little bit. Scary? Sure. If you don't know this information, it's scary. But now you know this information. You know that gold's going to go higher. What do we do on a back test? We buy the back test. This is it. We came down, and it's fighting its way back up to the upside. Here's SLV. Downtrend break, came down, and we're fighting back up, and the momentum's to the upside. I'm hoping next week we see an up week. Here's GDX. We're still in this channel, but it's right hugging the top of the channel. Usually that means you're going to break to the upside. SLJ, we're coming back, doing a little bit of a back test. What do we do on back test? Everybody knows in this channel, we buy the back test. We buy the back test. Here's Endeavor Silver, looking good. It's probably going to head on up. AG looks like an animal right here. Cheetah, this is going to be a cheetah gone wild when it breaks its massive pattern. AG has a bullish engulfing right now, and we're right at the top of a about a decade or a little bit longer than a decade long large chart pattern. This is what changes lives. This right here changes lives. So people, the market is trying to scare you out of your shares. Don't let them scare you out of the shares. Buy. I bought today. Buy, buy, buy. That's what I think. You guys can do whatever you want to do, but I personally am buying into this because of the housing starts and the market conditions, which are going to reset how assets are priced in the future. When interest rates go up, money's going to flow out of tech. They're going to flow out of some of these other stocks and into oil, commodity, anything that's commodity related, it's going to flow into that and real estate. The money's going to rotate here. If you guys like this type of information, subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Leave comments in the section if you disagree with this analysis. I'd love to hear you. Thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.